new line. This is an 18th century or based on an 18th century Scandinavian axe pistol that's in the Tower Armouries. They were quite popular in Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, and they go back quite a long way, because the first ones were made with wheel locks, but we've gone for a flintlock version, hopefully to tempt some of the piratical brotherhood into playing with the axe pistol. Okay. And this time we've got a more sort of French style fishtail stock, a much steeper thumb notch, and more wood removed on the stock end there. This is an octagon to round 20 gauge barrel. It's about 42 inches, but the lock and pan and everything are just the same as on any of the other matchlocks of the period. We've got a rear sight here and a matching front sight up the end there. Very, very popular again, used all over Europe during the 80 Years and 30 Years War. This model is a bit different. For a start, it's a 12 gauge, and it's got I wouldn't say they're unique to Europe, but they were much more popular in Europe than ever they were in the British Isles. Many of them had automatic opening pan covers as technology moved on, but this one's one of the old ones that you manually open the cover, and again with a seal lever, and again fishtail stocked in beech. And here, fishtail again. This is based on a 1562 model from Sewell. Other than that, it's your standard sort of matchlock used in the Civil War in England and on the continent in the 30 Years and 80 Years War. Again, usual matchlock mechanism. Should we try that bit again? The usual matchlock mechanism. And this is another slightly smaller, slightly lighter version in 20 gauge with a smaller stock. It's very suitable for our smaller musketeers or lady musketeers. Again, the usual sort of matchlock mechanism and hand opening pan. There we go. Here we have a early 14th century medieval handgun. This is a less primitive version with a sear. Really early ones just had the barrel on a sledge of wood, and this is stocked in oak, and the barrel's turned from solid steel for safety, and fire blued. Here we have a 17th century doglock, again stocked in beech with the old-fashioned style fishtail stock. Although it's a relatively late flintlock for the early 17th century, it's around 1645 onwards. 20 gauge, so fairly light barrel and a big bang for the amount of powder you get put in there. Fairly standard sort of piece of the late Civil War. Here we have a 16th century calibre, fairly shallow curve on the stock there. It's stocked in beech with a cutout filled with a block of walnut. Seal lever, general sort of usual matchlock arrangement. 20 gauge, fairly nice and light. And this is based on a piece in the Graz Armoury in Austria. Quite a lot of them there actually, and these were relatively common pieces.